Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the G1 League online portion with the American and European qualifier here. We have got a winner bracket final match between fnatic.eu and Alliance. It is a, well, winner goes to China kind of match. The winner of this is guaranteed a trip to the LAN finals in China later this year. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summer, and joining me is someone still on the hunt for that trip to China as well, who's going to be versing the loser of this match in a, well, second place deciding match. It is Liquid's Bulba, who just comes off a big win against Team EG. You've got to be feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling really happy. And I did express that at the end of the game, and I did get some angry tweets and an angry message from my manager. But
you came on just to co-cast so you can apologize. I'm on to you.
it's too late to apologize. Sorry, I have to say.
Really? Well, we've got Fnatic versus Alliance here. You mentioned, and well, I think Hani himself tweeted that he's in the US at the moment. He's actually playing from California, which means he's going to have 2, potentially 3 games all played on somewhat undesirable pings. That's possibly going to hurt Fnatic a bit here, especially since he's lately been their solo mid player.
It's really bad. As in, TC has similar, because he's on the West Coast and he plays a solo role. So usually when we play on Europe, we try to have TC kind of as a tri-lane. Like it's hard to solo like 1v1 mid on, especially on Europe. So when from the West Coast. So I'd assume that No-Tail would be playing the mid role this game, and then Hani would be playing one of the supports, because it is easier to play support. Even though it's not normal, but it is easier to play support on West.
I think, yeah, some aspects of playing a support is a lot more strategical about when you pull, when you're looking to stack, when you're harassing your lane, when you go for the smoke ganks. But I think it's hard to play support if you're in a tri-lane versus tri-lane. That's where having that small bit of delay can make a big impact. But if you go for sort of a safe tri-lane and your opponents do as well, you should be pretty good to go. We will get ourselves into the draft right now, though, and we do have Alliance. Well, right off the bat, they get Admiral Bulldog, signature Lone Druid. Fnatic grab up the Mag and the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, both teams really value the Lone Druid high, and wow, this is rough. Because I remember Alliance was the team that kind of started the resurgence of Rubik Chen, the dual combo, and with the Celeber offlane, this is such a strong lineup. I think we even lost versus once too, but it was like they always pick Rubik Chen for the safe lane, and then pick some carry hero for Loda. Like anything, and just have him buff up, and then they pick the Lone Druid, offlane, and then they pick S-Force and Clutch Hero. And it's really hard to beat this strat because they've perfected it so much. It's like giving Alliance their best heroes. So.
Yeah, and it's like you mentioned, with Loda, and just Alliance in general, one of the great things about them is they literally just pick Loda any carry hero. It doesn't seem to matter. Put him on a Void, put him on a PA, put him on a Spectre, put him on an Anti-Mage. He plays it fantastically, and there isn't really a limit to his hero pool.
No. He's practiced all the heroes really well, and this is obviously the best hero. And Dark's here, okay, so they have a lot of synergy actually on Fnatic's lineup though. They have really good team fight.
Yeah.
That's one thing Alliance lacks right now. They don't have any kind of initiating or team fight right now. It's going to depend on whatever S4 gets. So I think Fnatic should ban the S4 heroes like Puck, and what else does he play? Puck, Mag, and then Windrunner is one of his other favorite, and then like the 3 melee heroes that he plays mid, Beastmaster, Panda, not as much, but Nightstalker.
Yeah. Well, Fnatic, the one thing they have done is picked up most likely their 3 core heroes, unless they go for something unorthodox, which is either a Darkseid jungle or the Gyrocopter support, which means, well, Alliance right now, looking to ban out mostly supports. They start with the Bane, who's a strong sort of, somewhat of a counter to the Lone Druid, having the Enfeeble, as well as Nightmare to put on the Spirit Bear. But in some ways, Bane isn't all that good at stopping Alliance if they go for a mid-game push. And with Lone Druid Chen, I feel Alliance could be looking to sort of take a lot of outer towers, even look to push high ground in the first like 20 to 30 minutes of the game.
Yep. It depends on how well Fnatic responds, because they don't have the initiating push. Their lineup just depends on Alliance screwing up at a specific tower push. So it's kind of reactionary, and I'd have to say I always prefer the aggressors in these kind of lineups, because the aggressors, if the aggressors win when you're pushing your tower, like if they get a good team fight when you're pushing, it's so much bigger than if a team is defending and then they kill you at their tower. Because if you're the aggressor and then you push and then you kill people at their tower, you get the tower as well.
Yeah.
So that's like a huge investment, but it depends a lot.
One thing to make sure, I think, or that you still need to do is turn on your in-game open
Yeah,
mic.
I just turned it on.
Okay.
I just turned it on.
Cool. Just checking. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think if Fnatic don't go aggressive, if they sit back and look to farm, get levels, Alliance just takes all their outer towers and gets that snowballing out of control. I think you have to sort of take the game to Alliance here. Interestingly enough, Fnatic are one of those teams who actually can beat Alliance in... Well, they're sort of 50-50 against them, I would say, in both online and offline matches. The most recent match being won by Alliance in, what was it, the Premier League, I think. And then the match before that was actually won by Fnatic over in the We Play Dota 2. So they trade matches a lot. Even at the Star Ladder LAN finals, Fnatic managed to take a couple games off them, even though Alliance ended up winning that best of 5 grand finals.
I think it's because both teams have the similar playstyle, and Fnatic. I mean, these teams they obviously practice a lot. They're the two premier European teams, I think, outside of Russia. So they practice a lot together. So I guess they just know each other, how each other plays, and they take things from each other also. Like the Lone Druid, they both love the Lone Druid. But I guess everyone loves that hero now because it's so good.
Oh, Lone Druid and Lifestealer are like the two sort of big two picks nowadays, it feels. I don't know what you just did to your mic, but it sounds 10 times better than it did at the start. So
it was like in the wrong USB port. I just put it in a different one.
Cool. It sounds absolutely amazing now, which is great. Hopefully in-game mic's working, which I think it should be once the delay catches up. And last couple bans coming out, Alchemist even banned out. One of, I guess, you mentioned Loader. That's why I agree with you. They should be looking to ban S4's heroes, because you can't really ban Loader's hero here, I feel.
Yeah. The thing of the Alchemist ban is, I think it's just targeted because it's so hard to go. That you don't want to. When you play versus Alchemist, you're like, you have to kind of go aggressive because you can't let him free farm, because if he gets a level 4 Goblin Street at level 7, his farm is so fast. And I think we saw Alliance actually lose a game versus Alchemist in the one tournament. What was it? The EMS. I think Black played Alchemist and he had like 900 gold per minute because he had a 3-4 minute Midas or something. But
yes,
if you give the hero unlimited free farm, even though he's not as strong as other carries, he gets like BKB Lothars and then an AC by 25 minutes, and then it doesn't really matter that he doesn't have that many spells besides his ultimate to scale. The stun is enough and the acid spray is enough for you to just crush.
The stun does pretty ridiculous damage and lasts a long time. I definitely agree. It's a fantastic hero in itself. They do finally decide to ban an S4 hero, which is Puck, which is, I mean, like you say, it's sort of the most go-to hero for Alliance here. So not banning out some of the other ones like the Brewmaster, the Night Stalker, whatever else, maybe the Queen of Pain, probably not as big of a deal here. We'll see what Alliance look to grab instead. They need Lotus hero, they need S4's hero, but there's plenty of options.
Is there a bird in your background? I hear a bird or something. It's weird.
I hope not. Actually, yeah, there is. I have headphones on. There is a bird in my background.
Okay, I hear. That's what.
It's early. You can tell what time it is here by the background noise. There's birds chirping because it's 5:15 in the morning.
Oh, I thought it might have been Luminous getting his morning fix on. Sorry. I had to show my pod shot at Luminous.
Oh man.
Shout out to
Lumi's not here. He's slacking.
Oh, the Nyx ban. Oh yeah, that's one thing. It seems like none of the teams like picking Nyx recently. I think we're the only team that values a hero as the first pick.
Yeah, you were first picking him. Keeper of the Light in one of your bans got banned in the second stage.
Yeah, I think Nyx is really good still. I think his spells. I guess the thing about Nyx is you need another support that has damage, but we usually pick Lina with it, or the first game. What did we have? Shadow Demon is actually still good with Nyx too, but. Yeah. I think the hero is really strong because when you get ahead with Nyx, the other team has to buy so many wards, sentries, and you have to play passive. You know, you can't go alone in the lane or something. You have to play kind of 5-manish, and then the other team just outfarms you. Like you don't even have to gank with the Nyx. It's just the threat of the Nyx itself is annoying.
I mean, every spell he's got is just so fantastic. Scales well. Loader, S4 picks the Shadow Fiend most likely for Loader. I guess it's a hero who can be played in the mid lane. I just feel it's less likely to be played in the mid lane nowadays.
Yeah. We've actually been picking SF, and we actually lost both the games we picked SF. I think we picked in the wrong lineup. I think the way Alliance is going to run it is a lot better, because running it with the Chen and Rubik, if they aggressive tri-lane, the SF, you can still do well, because Chen is actually good versus aggressive tri-lanes. They don't consist of nakes. So they should have good response. And Alliance is probably one of the best teams versus aggressive Childs with the. Oh, interesting Tide.
All right, I've just closed the window here. Hopefully, no more background bird.
Yeah.
LD's room is currently in use. He's off building our studio while I'm casting some of these games. Tidehunter, it's an interesting pickup for me. Not a hero we've seen a whole lot of lately. It really is sort of dropped down out of favor for most teams.
Yeah, I think it's questionable to kind of pick Tide versus the Rubik though, because if you look at Rubik, there's so many good ultimates for EGM to steal, and he's probably one of the best Rubik players lately. Okay, so I predicted S4 is going to pick one of his melee mid heroes. That since he's not going to get the puck or the mag.
Yeah.
And I guess it was either NS Beastmaster or Brew or Panda. So and I guess oh yeah, Panda has this really annoying bug right now. I don't know if they fixed it, but every time you ulti, you actually start with a Panda besides the Earth form. So I guess it's just hard because most people when they play Panda they use tabbing.
Yes. Yeah. So you just want to go through them all. Weaver's the last pick for Fnatic, so it looks like we see Jungle Darkseer perhaps, because it's No-Tail who picks up the Darkseer, Hanny onto the mag, and this is, Jungle Darkseer. So this is something which may go unpunished because, well, Alliance, they can't go offensive tri-lane, so we're just going to see a standard off-lane coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
who's actually going...
there is a possibility of
off-lane
an
Weaver?
aggressive though.
What would you...
I don't know.
I guess you could put like a Darkseer support in an offensive tri-lane, but this is...
Hani is playing mag. That's interesting because I assume they're going to put him on support.
Yeah. Well, it really looks like the only way they could do this is just with the Weaver in the off lane, have the mag at mid, and then have the Gyrocopter tied safe lane with Darkseer jungle. At least the most sensical way.
I don't know. I don't like Fnatic's lineup, as in. If you look at Alliance, it just seems like such a good lineup. You have the damage, you have the disable, you have the push, but Fnatic's lineup just seems all over it. It's like Fnatic hopes that they're gonna get a really good initiate from No-Tail, and overall just good fight. And Hani is actually going to be playing offlane.
Okay, well, Hani's back onto. Oh, he's playing the mag. Okay. Oh yeah, his items does look like an offlane mag. So for Fnatic, they're over on the Dire side. Hani playing the mag. We've got No-Tail on the Darkseer, looking to go into that jungle, I imagine. Era playing the Gyrocopter, Trixie on the Weaver, and then finally Fly playing the support Titan. Are they looking to go down bottom here? They're actually going to run right into Alliance. S4 scouts them out. So both teams look. Well, Alliance looking to back off. Fnatic looking to chase, actually.
Is this an aggressive trial? I'm not sure. Usually when teams do this, they want aggressive.
They have got Darkseid down here with a lot of... Well, with regen clarity, he hasn't exactly got the most... what you'd expect from a jungle items from Darkseid.
I guess it's just one toward the Chen's, but that's actually a questionable work. Ake did buy the sentries early game, so...
And they put it down more or less right in front of Fnatic, so I think Aki should be able to know this is here. He's going to be handling the Chen for the rest of Alliance. We'll introduce them. EGM playing the Rubik. We've got Loda handling the Shadow Fiend. In the top lane, we're going to see Admiral Bulldog on the Lone Druid. Then finally, in mid lane, it is going to be S4 on Beastmaster.
This is really... I don't like what Fnatic's doing here. Because one of the reasons that Alliance picks the offlane Bear so much is though so that if the other team aggressives, the Bear gets into a 1v1 situation, and Bear in a 1v1 situation literally beats every hero. And Bulldog has gotten to the point where he can probably win every matchup with this hero, except maybe one or two. And those one or two, it's situational.
Ooh. So, Aki does need to be careful. There's a double damage rune on Trixie here in the jungle. Looks like EGM is going to help protect Aki, help him get that first creep up. No, actually gets blocked off that camp, so he's going to have to go over to the left. And I definitely agree. It looks like Bulldog is going to use this pull just for the first creep wave, but that makes it hard for Mag to get last hits. He's at his tower. He's going to have to chew through a Tango. Also, risk missing a last hit or two.
Yeah, he should only miss one. Usually miss the first one.
Yeah. All right. He's fine. But all in all, an unusual offensive trial in the Tidehunter, Darkseer, and Weaver. It seems still decently strong considering you can put Iron Shell on the Weaver, and with a Gush slow, you can actually get pretty aggressive here. Shadow Fiend, not a very good hero to have sort of defensively. The Rubik Telekinesis is the only thing they have really to help them there.
The problem with this is there's a Wildkin here. Look at Ake, he's actually not using the Tornado. He's trying to find the ward or what? I guess so.
Is there an actual ward here? I don't think there is. I think they just
know.
they manually blocked it with themselves.
I mean, if he wants to use the tornado like that, I don't know why he wouldn't just put the Wildkin up there, because Mag doesn't have any stuns for the stop the Wildkin.
Fly actually uses a gush on a creep there, which is, I mean, some valuable mana, not something you'd expect coming out of him. But it's different, something different coming out of Fnatic. They have error on the solo mid Gyrocopter up against the Beastmaster. He actually got a lot of harass on S4 early, but once S4 gets his bottle up, well, it's really no problem at all for him. Fly rotating bottom is going to check this 2-minute rune, hope for something good. And it doesn't look like he's going to get an Invis rune. Okay, so he heads directly towards mid lane, although he was spotted right under this Observer ward.
Yeah. And Ani's Bulldog's going to get a full creep wave, and he should be able to get every one of these creeps he's probably going to get under tower. It's because of how good Bear is farming, so...
He's taking a lot of damage here. He does have a Sal, so it's not really any problem at all. Mag going to come in, look for a shockwave, maybe try and cancel this. Will do so, actually. Bulldog, both his Bear and his hero, both very low. He can resummon the Bear, but his hero out of regen.
Yeah. Fly is mid, so they're going to try and...
There's level 2 Rocket Barrage. One creep there to help tank up this Rocket Barrage, but we're going to see him bring it down. S4, this could be a first blood. Fnatic, can he get one more right click? Not going to be enough. He's juked him through the trees, and Aaron not going to get that kill. S4 cut that very, very close.
Yep, that was pretty close. But that was a good attempt there from Fly. They need these kind of things. The thing about this aggressive, even though they're going to do this, Darkseer is going to be so under level with the Tide, and the Chen is going to be able to farm enough and get levels.
Yeah, Aki right now, once he's ready to, once he gets a few levels, when EGM as well maybe has a point in the Fable, we can see him look to come help out this trial lane versus trial lane. Even just having this Shockwave creep right now, he can just go to lane, spam it 3 or 4 times, and just then suddenly Fnatic have to chew through a lot of their regen, and this sort of just caused them a lot of issues here in this trial lane, but they're sticking with it, Fnatic. Darkseer is just staying down here, getting levels, spamming the Iron Shell whenever possible, leaving that Iron Shell on Trixie, and as a result, Loader, he's sitting on only 7 creep kills.
Yep. He's going to have... the thing about SF is he gets caught early game, but you can farm so fast. You can flash farm with SF later on. So all he needs is really levels. He needs to get the... Loda's trying to get some raises, but he's pulling a Temika.
Yeah, he's sitting really far back. And it's like you say, the big issue for Fnatic is that Lone Druid wins any 1v1 matchup. He's winning the CS at top, and even Beastmaster at mid is out-CSing Error with the Wild Axe spams. He's been bottle crowing, as you'd expect, as a Beastmaster versus a Gyrocopter. But as a result, both solo lanes are going in the favor of Alliance. And this bottom tri lane, while they're slowing down SF's farm, they're not really dominating it.
Yeah, Ani's doing a really good decision here to pull the creep wave. When you're on the safe lane like this, you need to do this, especially to beat a Bear like that. So I think I lost maybe 3 or 4 creeps there. He lost experience, and that's basically close to a full wave. I mean, 3 creeps is close to a wave, so that's gonna hurt his thing. The thing is, right now he's level 5, so the Bulldog procs.
He picks up the Orb of Venom in preparation of those Bulldog procs. He's ready to go in soon. He's already used 1 resummon on Spirit Bear, but I mean, Lone Druid doesn't really have too many mana problems. So far, no kills, no action. But I mean, just looking at the last hits, it favors Alliance. Do you see sort of anywhere in the next couple of minutes though where Fnatic can look to start making something happen with their heroes?
The thing about Fnatic is they have no. First off, they have no range disable, and I think that's really big, especially in Dota right now. You need something like a Rubik Chen or SD.
Ooh, Sentry Water mid. Yeah, they brought the smoke gank in. Error going to get surged up. This may actually keep him alive. There's an ensnare though. Error brought down. There's your first blood. Axe is going to go flying as well. They're not going to go looking for No-Tail, but the smoke gank comes in just as S4 hits level 6, and immediately Gyrocopter brought down. They're going to de-ward both Observer Ward and Sentry at mid, so really big Sentry Ward coming out from EGM as well. So Alliance, we're 5.5 minutes in, and everything going their way.
Yep. This is going to be a rough game. The thing about Weaver is he's not a hero that can come back, and he's the only one getting decent amount of farm along with the mag. So Error is having a rough time. 15 CS at 6 minutes as a mid solo is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So S4 is going to get a lot more levels. He's going to snowball out of control.
And they can't really send Error top up against the Lone Druid unless the supports go with him. But the support, it's a level 2 Tide Hunter, and it's a Darkseer jungle. So there's not really any ability to send heroes top like Error to farm there. He's sort of stuck going back to this mid lane, but next time Beastmaster's Roar again, maybe another support rotates and it's another easy kill.
Yeah. I think as soon as they saw that they saw the Fnatic supports move from bottom, so I think that Alliance should try and push bottom right now.
Oh, they're going on S4 though. This is what they're going to try and do. Get a kill on S4. They lead with a gush into a cooldown, and they pick up a fairly straightforward kill. Oh, Trixie at bottom. Wow. And Loader, I mean, he had the slow start, but like you mentioned, he can flash farm, and he's pretty much on par with all the dire side Fnatic heroes in terms of farm. Only his own teammates are actually out CSing him.
Yep. He's gonna be able to catch up. He has his treads right now when he wants to buy it, and then he can just go raise a few waves and raise the neutral camps, and he can get the early whatever he wants. But BKB is really good actually right now versus Fnatic, because even though they have the mag, they have a lot of magic damage as well, so it'll help.
Yeah, no, definitely agree there. And Hani at top lane has got his arcane boots up. I imagine we see him maybe pick up a TP scroll and look to sort of start helping out ganking these other lanes, because he can't really just sit top for days and days fighting this Lone Druid in a 1v1 match. The problem is Lone Druid can take his tower. Oh, load at bottom though. Gush coming in, Trixie thrown up in the air. Near see Shikuchi's going to actually time-lapse out. Shikuchi gets the kill on Loader. EGM maybe actually going to go down as well. Is there a second Gush? No mana for it, but I think Trixie's got this anyways. One more Shikuchi. Fly blocking off the other exit. Shikuchi needs to find him, runs down, will get him, needs to chase him again. One more right click, can he find him? EGM's juking, and Trixie's not really finding him. He goes the wrong way, lift under the tower, brought back into the tower, will get the kill. Trixie almost dead. Gonna have to pop us out, but he's gonna be okay here. TP coming in from Loader. No chance, or maybe a chance for a kill on Fly. He's got treads. Fly's got nothing. No boots. Fly. Oh, Loader misses the first race. Can he hit the second? No, he can't. Oh, Loader. I heard a laugh there, Bulba.
Sorry, dude. It was. I don't know if you watched.
It's okay.
If you know what I'm talking about, but there's this famous video on YouTube called Temek SF, and I'm pretty sure you did heard of it.
Yes, yeah.
Every time an SF misses a raise, it's just I always remember that.
Well, that was some awkward raises coming out from Loader. Hani now on the chase. He's rotated bottom lane. He's got the Iron Shell on him, looking for a skewer into RP. He's got, and with Iron Shell, that's a lot of instant damage. If he catches two heroes or something in an RP, suddenly Fnatic are finding themselves sort of back in this game. Problem is, top lane, Bulldog's starting to push down towers. This is what happens. As soon as Mag leaves the lane, Alliance punish it.
Yep. And that was actually S4. He went up there to gank Hani, and then Hani had to TP'd bottom, so Hani actually didn't know S4 was ganking him, but he just assumed he wanted to try and help bottom. But S4, that really, Bulldog's gonna get a tower. I wonder what Bulldog's probably just gonna go for the armlet rush.
Yeah.
He does every game.
It seems that almost every Lone Druid nowadays is going for that. We're going to see it pick up on mid lane as Darkseer goes down to the tower. They rocket barrage from the gyrocopter, trying to turn things around. Not going to actually happen. And, well, Bulldog says, you leave me alone top. I'll just keep on pushing. This forces Trixie top. This is probably a hero who can actually somewhat hold his, not really hold his own, so to speak, but at least sort of not prevent Lone Druid from just pushing down tower after tower at top. But it almost feels like if Fnatic don't do something about Lone Druid soon, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yep. Problem is they don't have. For now, like it's gonna be hard to kill him because they have the Chen heal, and Bulldog's just gonna be trying to farm these two neutral camps, and he's gonna be getting their entire the western side of their jungle. So it's as soon as they try and gank him, S4 is just gonna TP up top and counter gank him, and he should be able to survive.
Yeah, well, as for the Fnatic lineup, it seems like their lineup's all about the teamfight. You mentioned it right off the bat. Before they even picked up Tide, when they just had the Mag, Darkseer, Jericho, you're like, man, their teamfight's really scary. But they even pick up a Tide on top. But right now it feels like they're not going to find a teamfight. Because Alliance, they're just going to keep splitting the map. Have Lone Druid top, SF bottom, and then, well, S4 at mid. The two supports can roam around themselves pushing. But it's never going to be more than 2 or 3 Alliance heroes in one place on the map.
Yeah, that's the thing about Alliance also. If you see how they play often, they're really efficient at their farming. Like, I think there was one game where Alliance played Na'Vi, and Na'Vi had maybe 7 or 8 kills, but Alliance, they had a lot of stacks, they had a lot of farm on all their heroes. So, even though they were behind in kills, and it looks like No-Tail's going to be running into... But yeah, this No-Tail, the Darkseer is nothing.
Yeah, he started bottom in a trial, oh, he comes out of Invis. I think Chen may have spotted him, not actually sure. The S4 needs to be careful. I mean, he has got roll back up. Hani just goes straight through, fakes an RP, gets roared under tower. Entangle comes as well, and that skewer is not going to help Hani.
Yep. There's nothing.
And now,
that was questionable. Now
Chen rotates in as well, probably looking for a 2 in tower. There's your Bulldog Entangle. Error getting caught out. He will get surged away. Is there a second Entangle? No.
No.
If that second,
If he got another entangle there, I would have just left the game.
I was about to say I would have left the game on Fnatic's behalf as well. I would not be surprised if Gyrocopter just says, "GG, we can't win." Not when that kind of luck is happening. But now towers are starting to fall. Tier 1 mid with the Lone Druid rotation. He does actually join up. I mentioned Alliance don't really look to group up as 4 or 5 to take on Fnatic, but when they can get a kill like that on the mag so easily, they'll quite happily do so. Not to mention Tidehunter still fishing for his level 6.
This is going to be so rough for both the Tide and the Darks here.
Yeah.
They have like no tools is stacking the camps, and I don't know what. I don't understand what Fnatic's plan was in this game. They usually have a lot more developed lineups. Of all the teams in Europe, they're actually one of the teams that picks the stable lineups. Like they'll pick things like Lone Druid and Nakes and like obviously they have the gyro, but they're just hoping for this wombo combo of ultimates, and it never works out like that.
Yeah, especially with the way Alliance are playing right now. They're up by almost 7k gold. 6k gold it looks like, and the XP is, I imagine, just as bad. Not quite as bad, only a 3k XP lead for Alliance. Fnatic haven't been giving up too many kills here. They are getting some XP on some key heroes, but I guess that's what you need when you have this big wombo combo, is to get the levels, have the mag RP, have the gyrocopter cooldown and all that, but it just feels like they're not going to get a full-on, well-coordinated 5-on-5 fight unless Alliance really just sort of lose their mind and decide to push us 5 in the next 10 minutes.
I'm wondering the mech timing. Oh god, Ake already has the mech. That's such fast timing. He always gets this mech by like 12 or 13 minutes. And that's big. When you have one team has a mech and the other team doesn't, the team with the mech will always, I think, get the bigger advantage. Actually, I think there's some statistic. The team that gets the mech earlier wins like maybe 80% of the games or something. You know?
Oh wow. That's pretty big. And the other thing is, when you talk about Fnatic having a big team fight lineup, Chen is kind of a great hero to have against that. You have both Hand of God and Mech for a lot of burst heal. And when Fnatic, it's all AoE damage. They don't really have that burst focus fire. I'm sure it's an AoE teamfight damage, but Chen can keep heroes alive and just, I mean, that's time where they're maybe just sort of getting out of those fights.
Yeah. But Trixie's actually, he's probably going to be going for the Lincolns. This is actually the one problem with Weaver right now. It's hard to find a suitable like a good item build for him. I think I actually like Ohio's build the most. I think Ohio and Orange uses it. They usually go for the treads, the drums, the wand, and then the ring, and then the Yasha, the Manta. Something like that, or Yasha into MTB or Daedalus. But I think that's the best build. Because before Weavers used to go Radiance, and Vanguard into Radiance, but then you really can't do that anymore. Radiance is like so much gold.
Radiance is like the most forgotten item in Dota at the moment.
Yeah.
Nobody gets Radiance on. Is there any hero you still go Radiance on?
I think Spectre.
Yeah.
It's maybe one of the only ones.
Yeah, and even Spectre, like, I mean, like when I've seen Loader play Spectre, he'd maybe get it as like his second or third big item, but he's not even going it first. He'll get the Manta style or something first, he'll get his drums. Oh, S4, he's got a Blink Dagger already. He blinks raw. Hani gets caught out. One race, is there a second? He's not in rage for a second, so Hani going to pop a defensive RP. Now we see Weaver come in looking for S4, but he's got a haster and he's getting out of here okay. It looks like, nope, Admiral Bulldog shows up. Where's that Entangle proc? There we go. It wasn't the first hit. It was the second hit, I believe. And S4 with a haste rune. There's no chasing him down. Trixie, Weaver, not going to do enough to Loader there. Loader with a smart TP out, and Loader's going straight for the BKB, playing a very safe defensive item build. But when you're ahead, going safe and defensive sometimes is the right way to do it, because it's going to mean Fnatic can't actually kill him off with this big wombo combo of theirs in teamfights.
They still haven't got that exceptional wombo combo, because they haven't even had their 6s yet. And NTH is going to be able to get, Alliance is going to be able to get 2 towers right now, and if you look at Loda's stash, he's actually so close to his BKB.
Yeah.
Even though he had kind of a rough start, but SF can catch up no matter what.
All the tower gold he's getting as well. We see tier 1 just go down 2. They're pressuring the tier 2, not going to actually get it, but all 3 outer towers are gone. They're pressuring the tier 2s as well now, even with just 2-3 split here. And we'll see. I mean, I imagine Alliance. Armlet is up on the Spirit Bear, so this Spirit Bear is going to start hitting hard as well.
It's the... What was it? I mean, right now, I don't see Fnatic being able to stop NTH, or I always call it NTH, but, well, Trixie's gonna be in trouble, maybe.
Uh-oh. Trixie. Time-lapse is out. He's gonna be okay for the time being. Roll was used for that one as well, so the blink roll not enough. And it seems Fnatic, their big late game strategy is to just stack more and more Ancient. It is warded now, while it's already been stacked a lot, the good news is for Alliance is they can see when Gyrocopter goes for this and look to contest it a bit.
Yeah. The gyro was, I mean, Era had he had 15 CS, and even though he's caught up a little bit, his item progression is going to be hard because he only has the drums and the treads, and he needs the BKB versus that lineup. But even though the BKB actually might not help him, never mind. He needs like a Manta or something to evade the root, because once he gets entangled in the fight, it's going to be rough. And Bulldog usually goes Basher right after the armlet.
Yeah, so even the BKB won't help there. Well, for Fnatic, it seems like they're in sort of a desperate position. They've got Weaver still farming at the top lane, so they seem to be wanting to give Weaver some safe farm. They had Gyrocopter. I mean, I think Fnatic, they probably look at this and just say, we have to sit back, farm, and hope for the best. I don't think they can look... I mean, you mentioned they need to go aggressive, but they're too far behind. They don't really have the heroes that can just go aggressive here. They've got this big team fight, so for them, it's sit back, farm, wait for maybe Alliance to try and push down towers as 5, but does it actually happen with Alliance? I think Alliance is just going to continue to out-farm them.
Yep. That's the problem, because they have complete control of their jungle. Honey's in control, and
yeah.
Honey's somewhat close to his blink, but...
Oh, may just get a 2-hero RP off. He's got backup coming. He's going to drop the RP now. Skewer into his team. Can he get it? Does do so. Tied with a Ravage. Cooldown as well. Where's your wombo combo?
That's what they needed. That was really good play there by Hani.
Yep.
Especially to wait for I to come in vision.
And they clean up...
now they got their ultimate.
Yeah, they clean up some Chen creeps as well. They're going to get this greater boa from the Beastmaster. So a couple kills go their way. Also a lot of extra gold. That's exactly what they needed.
The problem right now is with this kind of lineup, you know that RP and Ravage is down. So for the next however long, I'm pretty sure Alliance is a team that would write down the ultimate cooldowns.
Yeah.
But so the next time it's up, Alliance has free reign to do whatever they want. Because Fnatic's heroes depend so much on the ultimates.
Well,
do anything.
They've got 2 heroes sort of pushing out this bottom lane very deep, and that's an SF and Rubik, 2 heroes who aren't too good defensively. SF with a BKB can be, but they're just so confident knowing that RP's on cooldown. And, I mean, it's like you say, Fnatic, they needed something big, but they only got that because of an Invis rune. Without that Invis rune, they're still in just a really tough position. They're still behind here by quite a solid margin, but that's sort of a small opening, a small window back into this game.
I feel the Darks here, I think they played it wrong. I understand they want to put pressure bottom. I think a better thing is, I know Dignitas does this, but they do lane off lane versus Chen lineups, because Chen is not actually, like, he can come gank, but most of the time it'll be a dual lane.
Yeah.
And they could have just had Weaver Tide bottom, and Tide is a hero that can probably tank and stay to the left and scout, and Weaver is a hard hero to kill. So they should have been having No-Tail kind of just jungling top and free farming in the jungle, and then maybe if he gets a good gank off on Bulldog or something with Hani, that could have been possible, but he didn't really do anything bottom at all, and now he's not going to do anything at all for the rest of the game, I feel.
A lot of it goes back, like you mentioned, the mech timing from Aki at 12-13 minutes. Imagine if Darkseid had a 12, even a 15-minute mech for a Fnatic. They'd be in a much better position right now as far as actually taking fights with Alliance when maybe they're missing Ravage or they're missing RP. As long as they have maybe one or the other, if they have something like a mech, their team fight's that much stronger, but instead... none of their heroes with any item progression whatsoever, really. Mag has a Blink Dagger, which is the big thing they picked up. Yasha onto the Gyrocopter, so he is going for the Manta you suggested, but they need something like a mech.
This is so big. They actually got a lot of creeps from their stack.
Oh, man. Fnatic are going to come... Oh, there's a Blink RP! Skewer back! This is the comeback from Hani. Cooldown come. Lotus taking a lot of damage. Will get off 1 Requiem Assault. If they kill him again, he'll get a second. Turns around. 1 raise, 2 kills. Almost gets a 3rd kill with that Requiem of Souls as Darkseid scurries away. That was some RP coming out from Hani.
Oh my god. That team fight would have been so much better if Tide Ravage was up. That was so close. There was literally 3 seconds for Ravage to come, but it was too late.
They couldn't kill Loda before he got that first Requiem of Souls off, because once he gets the first off, if they kill him, well, he gets the second one off, and his damage output is insane. So they almost did it. I feel like if they were focusing him during the RP, maybe that fight goes a bit differently, and they don't lose as many heroes as they did.
Yeah. Shout out to Hani. That was a sick RP. It just sucks that, for Fnatic at least, it sucks that Fly needed basically 3 seconds for that to have been maybe a team wipe, probably a team wipe, because Chen was also in it too.
He had to go then, though. If you get an opening like that, you kind of have to. If you waited those 3 seconds, they probably don't get that RP. Hani, though, blink, skewer, not going to happen. S4 blinks out. And this is, as you mentioned, Hani is playing from California. He's playing on a bit of lag here.
If you actually saw that, There was a moment where he could have skewered earlier, but he hesitated a little bit. I'm pretty sure that was the ping.
Okay,
But I think
I was watching him go in. I didn't actually see where S4 was positioned.
Right as soon as he blinked, he waited a bit to skewer.
Yep.
And I think he was just turning around, but I think that might have been the ping there. 'Cause it looked like he was gonna get it. S4 was actually trying to last hit one of the creeps, but he got out in time.
Well, S4 is now up to 2.7k gold. What do you look towards Beastmaster getting now?
I think their lineup pipe is really good, and I don't think another option is Ags, but Ags and Blink kind of do the same thing. They're both like long range initiates.
Yeah.
And even though Ags gives you, that's one of the reasons I actually prefer Ags over Blink. I guess there's different scenarios where you can have both, but he already has the Blink, so I think a pipe would be good, really good versus what Fnatic has, because they have Gyro ulti, they're gonna be able to evade some of the RP and Ravage damage, and they can just siege the base with the pipe on the bear.
Yeah. It does make it a lot easier to push. Alliance are trying to get this tier 2. They need to be careful. There is a mag RP coming in soon. Loda's got a haste room, but if he gets caught out by an RP, he'll get locked in his tracks. They're still pushing. Honey, Invis. Every fight it seems to be Invis rune maybe turning things around. There's Sentry Wards though. Aki with plenty. Drops them down with an Observer Ward. It looks like Alliance are thinking about going into Roshan, especially with this vision around the Roshan pit. Even a Smoke Gang will scout things out. They see Honey Invis. They'll probably put a Sentry Ward even closer to the Roshan pit. They're not actually going. There's a blink. More. Honey caught out. Sentry Ward sees him. He gets brought down, and with that, this teamfight is all but lost for Fnatic, you've got to think. But Fly's looking for a Ravage. He's going to drop it off. Lodev's in BKB form. They can't actually kill off S4. They bring down Tidehunter as well now.
Oh, look at EGM's. Look at EGM. He stole the Ravage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's gonna be
gosh.
really big.
I guess the Blink Dagger helped him steal that one, or Tide just didn't cast anything after.
No, Ty didn't cast anything, but it was hard because if you
Yeah.
don't ever get the Rubik and the Ravage,
Yeah.
it's such an easy thing to steal. Even if you can use your other spell after.
And with Aegis on their side, with the Chen creep army, the heals, and all this, I mean, they can even look to push for tier 3s and Raxus now. They've stolen Ravage. They've got Ravage on their side. That makes pushing so much easier. And Ogre Club gets picked up by Beastmaster, so it's probably the Ag Scepter, but maybe even a BKB here. Actually, I think BKB is great when you're up against Tide, Darkseer, and all these heroes, maybe. Cooldown as well does a lot of... He's one initiating in and almost going down every fight, so a BKB wouldn't be too bad on S4.
Yeah, BKB is really good versus Tide, and probably the Gyro.
Yeah.
The thing is, see, he stole... this is the problem with Weaver. He needs so many items to be doing considerable damage.
Well, they're sieging high ground. Basher, Hyperstone, Plate Mail, almost a completed Assault Crest on the Spirit Bear for the Lone Druid, for Admiral Bulldog. Darkseer's trying to stall this push. Loader just goes high ground with a second item, Shadow Blade. Interesting little pickup here. It's good for the damage anyways, and the mobility it gives is fantastic. And easy tier 3 tower, possibly even an easy Rax. As first Spirit Bear does go down, but Admiral Bulldog quite happy to resummon and quite happy just to go again if he can get Raxus here.
Bulldog is so fun. That's so much.
Has he got the Assault Crest almost? Just needs the Chainmail and the recipe. So yeah, he's still about 1k gold off.
That's some of the most farm lone druids I've seen, probably.
Yeah, for
that much item. 24
minutes. They're trying to stall this Fnatic. The thing is, even if a fight breaks out, there's going to be a Rubik Ravage. It's engaging for Fnatic is so difficult. Raw goes in on Error. They're going to try and get an RP here, but oh, there's a Blink Ravage. Error gets caught out, as does Tidehunter. Where's that Mag RP? They just can't find the opening, and Mag on the sidelines here blinks back into his own base, doesn't actually get an RP off, and this looks like the end. As Fnatic, they also lose the Weaver. Buyback comes out from him. Admiral Bulldog gets to work on the Raxes with S4. Max in a beast. Fnatic, 25 minutes. They call GG. Alliance take game 1. They are one step closer to going to China, Boba.
Yeah, Hani at least gets the Ravage down, but... RP down.
Yeah.
One thing, I don't think it's ever worth giving Alliance Syllabear. Their playstyle is way too good with the hero. I think we should give Bulldog one of his other heroes.
Yeah.
Because his Syllabear is too good. And they play too well with it. Not just that his Syllabear is good, it's this kind of playstyle they have. If you go aggressive, he's gonna free farm.
Yeah.
If you don't go aggressive, Loda's gonna free farm and knock it. So it's like, it's hard to play versus them.
Yeah, I think it's like you say, I think you have to go tri-lane versus the Lone Druid and just zone him out completely, prevent him from using pulls, using some smart support play, but then you have to deal with Loda farm. But if you've got a carry in a team fight that can sort of take it to Loda in the late game, maybe, I think you stand a better chance than if you go tri-lane and leave Bulldog to farm, but Either way,
Yeah,
I think there was just a lot of this came down to the draft of Fnatic, where the lanes just seem very unorthodox.
the Darkseer especially. I
Yeah.
don't think you can pick Darkseer like this. I don't even understand the pick.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to synergize well with Gyro, and I know that Dignitas is probably one of the teams that love doing the DS Gyro combo, but they farm the DS a lot, and DS needs farm to be useful in the game. I think he's one of the heroes that's so item dependent because you're going to be running with the Ion Shell. You need to be able to tank the
Yeah.
damage, or else you're just a useless hero.
Well, Fnatic, a bit of a lackluster Game 1 performance, some good mag RPs, but all in all, they just didn't look like the normal Fnatic. There was no spark, there was no pizzazz about them. We'll see if they can bounce back in game number 2. It's winner bracket finals. They are still in it, even if they lose. They'll go up against the guy co-casting with me, in fact, if they lose. It'll be Liquid waiting the loser of this match. But right now, if Alliance win game 2, they are going to China for the G1 League LAN finals. We'll find out. We'll have a quick break and be back with game number 2 soon.